going to go to my 03aSetUptheFile.mp4 file. So we now have the file saved. We want to create two layers. So here's layer 1 and layer 2. Layer 1 will be the background. So I will call it background. B-A-C-K-G-R-O-U-N-D, background. Layer 2 is going to be buttons. So layer 1 is background, layer 2 is buttons. So we want to have 4 keyframes on the layer background. So if I hit F5, that creates 4 frames. If I select all of those and hit F6, that creates 4 keyframes. Frame 1 is the home page. So on frame 1, I want to tell everybody it is a home page. So I'm going to get text, and I'm going to type home, H-O-M-E. I'm going to select that word. I'm going to go to properties, and I'm going to make it very large so I can see it. So that's 90 point. So I can at least see it. And I'm going to go for a color that will show up nicely. And since we're coming into the Christmas season, I think I'll go with a nice green. So let's get a good foresty green here. It's classic text, which is static, and it's not going to be a problem as long as you don't end up with TLF engine text. So I'm going to match the size to the stage, and then I'm going to put it so that it's lined up. Okay, so now I've got it so that it is the way I want it, and I am going to select it, and I'm going to Command B to break it apart, and then I will Command B one more time. Okay, and at this point, if I want to make the letters a little bit closer together, you can just use your arrow keys, and that way you can make sure that your spacing, your letter spacing, is good. So I'm shift clicking to select both letters, and then I'm nudging them closer to the other letters. I'm shift clicking, and then I'm nudging it closer. And when it looks good to me, and now I'm going to select the whole thing, I'm going to modify, I group it. And now once it's grouped, I'm going to go ahead and align it to stage again. There, that has an interesting look, I think. So this is my home page. And now I'm going to copy each of the individual movie clip symbols into the library. So I'm going to come in here to the library. I'm going to open a second library. And now I can select the different movie clips by going to each of them. So here's my lip sync. I'm going to drag that in. Here's my walking. I'm going to drag that in. And here's my objects that I can tween. And I think I will use the anvil. So that's my anvil. And then here's some scenery. So we can bring in the cliff and the ground. So I'll just bring the whole folder. There we go. Now that I've changed the file, I'm going to Command Save. We need to have the different frames. We've got the frames. Now we're going to put the different movie clips on each frame. I want, as I said, I want to have the walking movie clip on frame 2. So I'm going to get the walk, drag it out to frame 2. Now I'm going to, while it's still selected, I'm going to align it to the stage, and I'm going to center it. Now, you can put your movie clip anywhere you want. This is just because I'm showing you easy ways to do things right now. Then you can always make this fit whatever your vision is. going to go to the next frame, and this is going to be the talking movie clip. So I'm going to drag in my talking movie clip, and I'm going to center him, and I'm going to move him down a little bit, so down to the bottom. There he is. Okay, I'm going to now go to the last frame, and the last frame I want to have the prop on it. I want to have the anvil. And the anvil is going to drop. Now I want to have it in a movie clip, which it is, but I want that movie clip to actually do something. I want it to drop. So I need to make a new movie clip. And I'm going to call this drop anvil. Okay. And then I'm going to bring the anvil into drop anvil. Okay. And I'm going to align it to the top. And now this, as I said, this is the easy way to do it. If you want to, you can use one of the presets. So I'm going to go to a library motion preset. Now we could have it bounce and smoosh. And let's make this a little bit easier to see here. You can have it bounce and smoosh, which would be nice. We could have it fly in, and I don't think I want it to fly in from the bottom, but let's fly in from the top. Just show up. We can have it pulse. That's kind of strange. We can have it do a large bounce. That might be kind of fun. There's so many different things you could do. So I think the best one for this is basically the bounce smoosh. I think it's very effective when it does that. And let's apply that. And then of course, once it does this, if we preview it, you can see it just bounces and then it just stops because it is a movie clip. It will just stop and then nothing will happen. So I think I will put in a new layer, okay? And this will give it time to sit and think. So we can come here to this last frame, click on the actual image on the stage, and then just Command C, we've copied it. And then on the frame above, we'll insert a new keyframe, a blank keyframe, okay? Shift Command V, and it pastes in place. And then we can add a few frames, and I said you can have 120 frames. So let's go ahead and have 120 frames here. We'll just press F5, adds a few frames at the end there. And now when it plays, it bounces, and then it just stays there. So that'll work well. Okay, so now let's drag our drop anvil to the last frame. And this one we want to have enough room to drop, so I'm going to put it up towards the top, but I'm going to align it center. And let's see how that looks. Well, if we preview it, it's going to look crazy. So you ready for this? This is going to be crazy because it's going to be playing as though each frame on the basic stage is one frame, and they are not. They all have multiple frames, so it's going to go crazy, and you'll hear the sound. There you go. And if we Command Return, okay, that could be a really strange nightmare scene, couldn't it?